Alright, welcome back to Tiny Space Program. Tonight, the goal is to do something I've never done before. Try to colonize 4 moons at once. So we're going to try to colonize Calisto, Himalia, Lysithea, Elara. All 4 moons at once. So we're going to need a lot of materials, a lot of supplies, a lot of ships. Let's jump right into it. Alright. First, I'd like to send a Lander Gray med to each of them. So I'm going to need 4 of these. Thankfully, they're cheap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we got 4 of those. Now I'm going to want an astronaut to fly each of them. These guys are expensive for me now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. Okay, that took out about half of my money. Just hiring the astronauts. Alright. There's an astronaut in each one. Now I'm going to want to fill them all with workers. So they each have, so we got 4 of them and 2 worker spots each. Need 8. 1, 2, 3, 7 more. There we go. Alright, we're going to fill the extra seats up with workers. Next, we are going to fill them up with supplies. Each one is going to need 2 life support, 3 rover parts. Let's see. 3 times 4, 12. So we get 10, 11, 12. 3. Get those rover parts to get those rovers started on each of the moons. Get that first rover exploration income coming in. Alright, now we have 10 spots left in each of them. You do typically need more building materials than tools. Let me just check my outpost settling checklist. We need 2 tools, 5 building materials for the outpost. So that is 7 of our empty spots. And with the last 3, we can just bring some more tools, I guess. So we'll put 6 tools on each one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did it say? 5 building materials each. So must have miscounted. Let's do 5 tools, 5 building materials each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do, though, need more building materials in general. For most buildings, they cost more building materials than tools. Alright, now they each have just 5 spots left. Let's go ahead and get 20 of those. Alright, now each one of these is ready to launch. First destination, Calisto. We're gonna land on Calisto. Good thing to note here is if you'll be able to return or not. This thing has 20 fuel. It's going to cost just over that to get there and return. However, I'm not worried about that because these ships, I really don't intend for them ever to return. I'm going to leave them there. If it mattered a little bit more to me, then I could maybe wait till Earth comes back around and is a little bit closer to Jupiter, or we could upgrade the chemical efficiency upgrade here, which I've already done 20 times. But performing this upgrade is helpful because it allows all your chemical engine ships like these to use a little less fuel when they're going places. Calisto. Alright, let's go. Next one is going to... Is it Himalia? Himalia, yes. Okay. Landing on Himalia. This one is a lot less fuel to the destination, probably because Himalia has a lot less gravity. Himalia is a lot smaller moon of Jupiter, so it takes less fuel to get back off the surface of the moon. So this one could actually return without refueling, but again, it's not going to ever come back. That's at least not the plan for me for a long while. Lysithea. Similar situation here. This is a small moon. That's no small moon. No, it is actually a small moon in this case. Fuel to destination, and last one, Elara. This will finish up Jupiter, the Jovian system for me. Although it's not the last thing I plan to do around Jupiter, I think it would be a good idea to start a space station. I might be able to go ahead and do that right now as well. Getting a little bit low on funds, but let's try it. I want to start a space station. Let's get another Lander Gray Med. And for that new ship, we're going to need a new astronaut. Oh my goodness, that's costing me so much. I am running out of money fast. And let's go ahead and put some workers on it. Those guys are cheap. So now we are going to fill this up. And then what do we need? I want to put the space station around Ganymede because Ganymede is the largest, though not by surface gravity, the largest moon of Jupiter, and I plan on building a really big base there, collecting a lot of materials off the surface. And I think I'll build all my factory and refining stuff at the space station, and then all these other moons can just ship all their stuff that they collect over to the space station. Then I can just have one really built up space station around Ganymede, and all the rest of the Jovian moons can send their raw materials there for processing. That's kind of my idea. I think it might help, might work. So we need 8 hull parts. Let's see if we already have those. We do. Bring 10 over and send 2 back. Then we need 2 tools. We already have those. And then we need electronics. We don't have those yet. 2 electronics. Those aren't going to break the bank. We got 2 electronics. Alright. Oh, that's everything we need to start the station. I wonder what we'll need when we get there. I have started one station before, but so yeah, I guess we can go look at that. The station that I have is above Mars. Go to Mars, then you click up here to go to space station, and I haven't done anything with this one yet, but I am kind of curious what might we need. Okay, so you need station parts and tools to kind of start building corridors, connectors. I have no idea. I might need to draw how I kind of want my station to look before I really start building it, but it's good to know we need tools and station parts, so that's really all we needed to check right now. Go back to Earth, and we know that for sure we're going to need tools, maybe some life support. So we'll bring, oh, in the station parts for sure. We'll make good use of those. So I'll bring 2 life support, an extra station part. Let's go start a space station around Ganymede. Construct Ganymede space station. Awesome. All those are going, and it should be there in 20 minutes or so. We'll go ahead and clip out this section of waiting out of the video and pick back up once our ships have made it to their destinations. All right, and a little movie magic later, we have skipped ahead until now. We have only a few seconds left until we land on Calisto for the very first time. All right, here we are. We're at Calisto. And actually, in the meantime, I sent some other ships here as well, so they should be here by now. This is the first time I've seen Calisto, though. Looks neat. It's cool. All right, let's get to our initial actions here. So I accidentally sent 2 of these. I didn't realize that. That's okay. I'll just probably leave both of them here, and what I'll do with this one is something like this. I'll move him off of it. Move all of these guys off. Then this guy will get 1. This one will get... Yeah, I sent this big one too. This one only holds 2 guys though. Alright. So we've got plenty of life support. Start knocking these things out. First, contact. 10 seconds. 150 credits. And basic sampling. 50 credits and a tech point. Perform some basic tests and gather samples. Alright. Gather atmospheric readings. 50 credits and a tech point. Go ahead and start that. Switch over to, which was it? This one? And what can he do? He can do a basic area scan. 2.5 minutes, 60 credits and a tech point. Basic seismic scan, 100 credits and a tech point. Plexstone samples is always available, so that's not one that we need to knock out. We do need to explore on foot and start assembling some rovers, as well as constructing our outpost. See, I think this one's empty. This guy's busy. These guys are just about done. We also have other ships landing at 3 other moons presently. Very exciting night. Explore on foot. Have him go explore on foot for 5 minutes. I think this will be the easiest of them all because I sent 3 ships here and I only sent 1 to each of the other places. So here we have 3 astronauts available to knock out all this early stuff quickly. The other ones might be a little slower. Let's see. Assemble the rover or... Yeah, let's assemble... No, let's construct outpost. Then let's bring this guy aboard. And he can do... Assemble the rover in 50 seconds. While we wait on him, 49 seconds, let's go check. Let's see, where are we? 25, ship 25 is on Calisto, ship 26 has landed on Himalia. And this one's in space. Oh, just landed Lysithea for the first time. And this one should be landing here in a minute and a half on Elara. What else do we have? This one. Where's this going? Oh, to make the space station in 2 minutes. Okay, perfect. So where are we? We're on Himalia. Himalia, we need to establish first contact. Lysithea, we need to establish first contact. Oh, there's a daily mission here. A lot of stuff happening. It's hard to keep track of it all. Okay, this guy can start assembling a rover. Now back to... Oh. Nope, we somehow got back in our order. Himalia. Basic sampling, 30 seconds. Lysithea. Basic sampling, 30 seconds. Where's our stuff? There he is. I think on Calisto, hey look, they're hanging out. They're happy. They're walking, they're taking their first steps on any foreign body. They were just hired. Brand new workers, but they have nothing to do because there's no outpost. So they can't do anything. But he's busy, and then he's busy. Oh wait, where is he? Is there another guy? Oh, he's on the planet. They're all busy right now, so we're going to leave Calisto behind for a little while. We're going to hang out at the other ones. Basic atmospheric measurement on Himalia. Lysithea gets a basic atmospheric measurement. Elara. Where are we on Elara? Are we at Explore on Foot? Okay. Elara. Got Explore on Foot. I wonder why. Did we already do the atmospheric measurements and all that? Oh, they don't appear here. Okie dokie. After Elara. Oh, Ganymede Space Station is built. Is there a ship here? Yes, there is a ship docked. That's cool. So we got our space station started. Actually, I have no idea how I want this to look. I just think I want it to be long and flat. Something like that. Come back to that. Calisto, we said we're good for a while. Let's check on Himalia. Himalia is ready for a basic area. Well, now let's do the seismic scan. That's shorter. Lysithea looks completely identical to Himalia. Nothing changes here. Let's do seismic scan on Lysithea. Why did Elara not get... I don't think I did all the things on Elara. That was weird. I don't know if I glitched it out doing so many so fast, but there's only one astronaut here, and I'm pretty sure he didn't... Oh, maybe it doesn't have an atmosphere, or maybe it's just too small to have that stuff. It's not that small. 23,200. Let's see. Lysithea is way smaller. Oops, this one. Yeah. Callisto's kind of big, I think. Yeah. I don't know what just happened, but I think we got gypped out of some actions on Elara. Hopefully they'll reappear here one day. You need to build the outpost and then fill the outpost up with life support and then get the hydroponics all started. Got 10 more minutes on the outpost here. We do want to get the outpost started on this one just after our brief area scan and walkabout. We don't have to assemble the rover before we have an outpost. Probably should get the outpost going first. The area scan. Lysithea. Area scan. And Elara, I don't know why, bugged out. We missed out on quite a few activities here. So when he's done, he can just go ahead and get started on the outpost. Now the stone samples from each of these places are going to be worth a lot back on Earth, because these are the first ships to arrive at all of these moons. And this is going to pretty much finish up the Jovian system, moons of Jupiter, for me. And I'll be moving on to Saturn once I get some cash, because this used up about 30,000. That was a lot of cash to buy all the astronauts' main thing. That was the main thing that costs a lot. I did bring some supplies on each of these that we can offload once we get the outpost started. Actually, Calisto already has the outpost started. Might as well offload these. I don't think we need these guys here anymore, but unless they're gonna just help build stuff at the outpost, they can actually leave the planet. The astronauts are still busy, but we'll let them leave. "39 seconds, and then Himalia can explore on foot. For the first time, walking around the landing site on foot. These guys can start walking around now. There's one. There's the other. They get to go outside. Astronaut's busy though. Explore on foot. Go. Lysithea. Well, we get money coming in now from all these different actions. Explore on foot. Go. Elara. Why did you bug out, Elara? You have prevented me from getting like 300 or 400 credits, but that's okay. We have better ways to earn credits fast, right? If you've been watching my other videos, I've shown some of those that earn credits a lot faster than this. So this is no big deal if it glitches on us right there. So let's see, well, these guys can get out and walk about. Where are they? There's one walking back to the ship, and there's the other one walking away from the ship. Okay. Himalia. We have some time still on their walkabouts. Alright, I'm going to do a little cut here to cut out some waiting time. Alright, and we're back. A little fast forward, and our station's almost ready. There it is. Alright, so we just got our first station on Himalia. We now have an outpost here. Calisto, we have an outpost that finished up. And Lysithea just finished up in Elara. So we have outposts on all of these. Looks like even though Elara finished first, it still got the last number. I don't know why. Alright, now at each of these 4 bases, this is exciting. Each of these needs to start crafting hydroponics as soon as possible. So we need 10 life support on the base to make this happen. In order to do that, we need to perform some actions. Actions, unpack life support. think I'll have the workers do that since it takes the same amount of time either way. So we'll have one worker do that. Just gonna wait till it hits 5 before I start the next one. We've already had some bugs tonight with the Elara, so I don't want to invite another one by clicking buttons too quickly. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and click that. And we'll have our second life support pack unpacked. Once both of those are done, then we can go to craft. Okay, craft. And craft the hydroponics. 7 building materials, 5 tools, 10 life support. And I think I'll just have, well, 30 minutes is a lot shorter than an hour, so I think I'll have the astronaut do it. And then I think I have more astronauts at Calisto than the rest. He can... Oh, did we already build rovers here? Planet, rover. I guess we already have a rover. Okay. So, we don't need this guy to stick around. They could, though, stick around and get some stone samples. Let's do that. And then let's use up all the life support on this ship getting stone samples. So now that they've initiated, we're going to move them off. Move 2 workers on. Oh, workers can't do actions from ships. I always forget that. Okay, never mind. Move them off. And we don't want to use up any life support on the base, not that we have any, so moving on to the next base. Next base. No, I said next base. Where are we? Calisto, Himalia. Here we go. Same thing on Himalia. We're going to first perform actions to unpack, which we may not have unloaded our ship yet. Okay, unload the ship first, then actions, unload life support. Where's our astronaut? Is he still on the ship? Yes, he is. All right. We don't have an assembled rover here yet, but we will. Oh no. How did we arrive with no building materials? Yes. We didn't bring any. Himalia is doomed. Okay. In that case, he can come back on the ship and we'll bring the rover materials. He can get started on building the rover. And we'll solve this problem by making an unmanned resupply ship, medium supply rocket. Build that. And fill it up with building materials. Alright, 20 building materials on board. And this is going to Himalia. Ooh, we got a station going on Ganymede. It's so exciting. Can you even do that from this screen? You can't click it, can you? Oh, right, because you'd click that, you'd go here, and then you'd click that. Right. Okay, makes sense. Himalia. We've items on board, no seats, because this is a unmanned supply mission. Might be a good idea to just go ahead and send one of those to all of them. We're probably going to need supplies. It's only 200 credits. Sure. Let's go ahead and get another one ready. Go. What did it only hold 15? For some reason I thought it held more than that. Guess it only holds 15. Okay. Now this one's gonna go to Lysithea. No astronaut on board. What did we buy? Why is it? Did I accidentally get? Oh, I got this one. Lander Gray Med. Whoops. Meant to get medium supply rocket. Oh, well, I'll use that Lander Gray Med actually to land on Mercury or Venus? Or both? Yeah. I'll need one for Mercury, one for Venus. I haven't gone to them yet, so I'll end up using it. I just didn't intend to have it, that one just yet. That's what I thought. It held 20. Okay. So this one going to Lysithea. Now we have done so much, we have bugged out the background. That's okay, the game still works. Get the correct one this time. I'm getting pretty low on funds. I better check on some of my tourist ships. Let me fix this bug. Tourist ships, what are you doing? You making me money? These guys might be all out of credits because I have sent them quite a few flybys recently. Let's see what we get. I did notice recently that flybys of Earth are pretty lucrative. I'm no longer doing the thing where I fly by Phobos. Instead, I just fly by Mars for 2 minutes. However, a flyby of Earth does seem more lucrative, probably because all these guys now want to go to Earth. So, you can go to Earth, fly right by it and take pictures, and then you'll be back here. These guys making me some cash so that I'm not completely out. Why is there one guy? Oh no, I got him. Fly by Earth. This is 300 credits more than flying by Mars. That's what, 5 minutes? Okay, we still got 22 minutes on that. I think I have one more tourist ship. Yeah. Speed that one up. This one's a lot slower than the others. See what a flyby of Mars gets us. 91 credits. Why don't we just go land on Earth then? You do want to have all these guys back to Earth before this renews so you can get new tourists. And just a quick note, if you're offline, like say you send them back to Earth like I just did with that ship, and then you close the app. Well, they will get here before this renews. However, you have to open the app one time before this time runs out in order to get this little symbol to disappear from them, meaning that the game has recognized that they're actually back on Earth. And if you can do that before the time runs out, then they will reset and you'll get new tourists. And if you don't do it in time, you don't open the app and register that they're back on Earth, that's okay. You just, next time you open the app, they'll show like this, and you'll have to wait till the end of the next hour before you can get new tourists. Little annoying. Alright, where were we? We're gonna send this. Is it full? No. What were we gonna put on it? I think it was just building materials. 10 of them. Send this one to Elara, I think. Let me check. Overview. Space. Space, Earth, space, space. So this one's going to Himalia. Okay. And then this one's going to Lysithea. Okay. So then this one should go to the next place. Elara. Alright, just got a couple of resupply missions sent out to all 3 of these moons down here, which I think we might have sent the wrong materials, but that's okay. We're going to head out and check on those right now. Calisto first. Calisto is still crafting its hydroponics. What mode are we in? We should probably be in outpost mode now. Here we go. Calisto goes next to Himalia, where we are doing what? Crafting hydroponics? No, because we didn't have enough building materials. So I think we're making a rover. Yep. Okay, next one. Can we craft hydroponics? That it should certainly be the first thing. No, we don't have enough building materials. However, we can unpack. Should be some stuff to unpack here. Let's keep that on there. Bring those over. Now we can do some actions here. Check Himalia. Yeah, okay, Himalia has 10. That's good. And this scanning doesn't cost any life support, so we can start scanning. Definitely don't want to do any actions that cost us life support, because we need that first 10 in order to build our hydroponics. Have any building materials here, so we're gonna have to wait on the resupply mission to arrive. Check out Elara. Make sure its ship is unloaded. Leave the rover parts. While we're waiting on the resupply missions to arrive, we can check on our tourist ships that bring in all our nice income. Make sure that we have all those tourists back on Earth before the time runs out. Deimos. Try to keep all of the flyby tourists together so that I can have a ship that's almost all dedicated to doing flyby. Get the most bonuses that way. 213 for a flyby of Mars. 256 for a flyby of Earth. 125 to land on Earth. Probably time to hang it up for those guys. A little bit more I could squeeze out of them, but that's plenty. Alright. How about this group? Flyby of Mars, 123. 85. Land on Earth, 149. Okay, they're pretty much done too. I use that as a way to gauge how much is left in their budget, as opposed to going to this screen and clicking through each guy. You can kind of get a feel for how many guys in your group are pretty low on credits by just checking at the estimated profit from doing various flybys. You know, their targets, they all want to go home, so their targets are all Earth. So you'll get bonus credits for flying by Earth. But I could tell, but if it's getting pretty close to the same amount of profit, well, say he's got a lot. He's a VIP. But if it's getting to the same amount of profit for landing versus flying by, they're pretty much almost empty. You can just go ahead and get your last bit of profit from landing on Earth. So now that those have launched back to Earth, then we should be in good shape for making it back well before this 14-minute runs out, and we can do it again after that and get quite a bit more cash. They definitely get good amounts of money, especially that 1408. That's a good one. Ooh, 1624. That's probably a new record for me. That's how I keep my cash coming in to supply my habit of sending all these ships out. I would love to send this one to Mercury, but I need a pilot, and I certainly can't afford them at today's hiring costs. So I'm going to have to wait till I have quite a bit more credits before I can send a new pilot out there to go land on Mercury. But got the ship already. Now, where are we with Lysithea? No, Himalia. Let's check. We're waiting on supplies here, I believe. And we can do a rover exploration for 10 minutes. I wonder if that's a good idea or not. Assemble rover. Let's go ahead and do that here. And Elara. Does Elara have a rover? No. It's assemble rover as well. Alright, so we're almost to the point where we have outposts on all of them, rovers on all of them. But we definitely need to get the hydroponics going to really get these bases started. What's our timeline on the arrival of our supplies? First supplies we launched was this one. It's 4 minutes away. Alright, I'm gonna pause recording here and pick up once this gets a little closer. Alright, we're back, and while we were waiting, I was taking a look at the state of everything, and I discovered a minor catastrophe. So, if you go to Himalia, hit craft, and say you want to craft hydroponics. I just realized hydroponics costs 5 tools and we only have 3. So, we don't have enough tools. We actually do have enough to make the landing pad, but we are going to need more tools and life support to be able to make the hydroponics. So I think I'll go ahead and start the landing pad and then send more life support and tools. Unfortunately, we got to send yet another supply mission. I think that's going to be the case with all of these. Lysithea, craft. Building materials are still in flight, I believe. This one's going to Elara. What's going on at Lysithea? Oh, they must have just arrived. Okay. Same thing here. And then we can speed this one up and do the same thing Then we need to launch life support again, because we just used them to make the landing pads. And tools. 2 tools each. Really messed that one up. This is why I should have just followed a checklist here, because it's right there, but I just kind of winged it, you know? Alright. Elara. And craft. Craft that landing pad. Alright, now we need to send 3 more supply missions. Make sure we get the right ship. We get that one, that one, that one. Okay, we got 3 of them. Now we want 2 life support at least on each of them. And 2 tools at least on each of them. So that's what well, that's what we were short by. What are we short by now? Now that we built the landing pad? I don't even know. We might be short by even more. So what do we need? We need 4 tools. We're good on building materials, but we need 4 tools at each one. Glad I thought to check that. Probably won't be the last thing we're short on. 1, 2. 2 more. 2 life support. 4 tools. Need to buy another tool. Alright, that only covers 6 out of its 20 excuse me, 6 out of its 20 cargo, so what else should we send? We could speed up the development of these by sending quite a bit more life support, but they're only going to be good if we also send building materials and tools. Let's maybe send 6 life support on each. That's not the right ship. And then for 3, well, let's see, we got 10 available. 5, 10, 15. So we need 15 tools and 15 building materials. 12, 13, 14, 15. I do want to be mindful that my cash doesn't get too low that I can't send out some tourist ships here pretty soon. It's going to be close. Let's go ahead and accept all these. See how much cash we have to work with. I would hate to not be able to launch a big tourist ship. Tapping on my phone with my other finger to try to help speed up accepting all of those. That's why you don't see the mouse moving over, clicking on it. Okay. Send that to... Where do we send these guys to? Deimos. Land on Deimos. Same with this one. Land on Deimos. And let's go pick up the rest. Make sure all these tourist ships take off. They're the best way to get money for me. Actually, there might be better ways. If you guys know better ways to get money, I'm all ears. This just seems to be working out. Land on Deimos. 60 seconds. materials. Alright, we have 105 left over, which is not quite enough to get all the building materials we wanted. We were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This ship's full. This one needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're gonna have 9 tools, 5 building materials. So we need 5 more building materials. How much is that? 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am shipping back a bunch of building materials from the moon, so I don't have to always be buying these off the market. But we just barely had enough. Okay. So, first one is going to Himalia. Next one's going to Lysithea. And the last one's going to Elara. Okay. Do have a ship on the moon that went there to go get some supplies. Oh, we're out. Okay. Whatever will we do? Can't get building materials here. Start taking other stuff back. I used to need a lot of stuff on the moon, been building a lot of things here, but now really doing stuff a lot of other places. The moon's really a production hub for me, so I'm just kind of trying to empty it out, send everything back to Earth. Alright, I'll take care of these tourists, and I will catch you guys after a fast forward while we wait on these ships to arrive in the next 15 minutes. I'll see you soon. Alright, and we're back. And Calisto did get a bit of a head start since it had more ships arrive, and especially this one with 43 cargo. So we're able to get a lot more done on Calisto. Now I'm just using up all the life support of the ship by cycling these astronauts through it, having them collect some stone samples. Once we get to 0 life support, we'll be able to take this ship back to Earth and sell all these stone samples, which will bring in a little bit amount of money. In the little break that I had, I went and did some tourist stuff using technique on Deimos, and got back maybe like, what, 9,000 credits or so. That was quite a bit in there in that little break. Alright, I think this is ready to go back to Earth. 292. Fly by Mars for 280, fly by Earth for 380. More land on Earth for 2. Yep, okay. These tourists are good. We'll have new tourists in 20 minutes. Back to what we were doing on Calisto. So we were collecting stone samples on Calisto. Alright, they're all busy. Let's go over to Himalia. Himalia, the situation here is that I did have to send another supply ship to bring some building materials, which have arrived. And those guys are both busy. What are they busy doing? He's busy doing that outpost scan that we started. He's building the landing pad. So both of those guys are busy. However, we do have this astronaut on the ship bring him over to the station. Now he can not quite start hydroponics because there's no life support. So we'll do actions, life support to outpost. Have him start that. Actually, since he just started it, I think one of these guys are going to become available sooner than him. Planet. Actually, no. 59 seconds left on him, so he'll be just behind. Alright, let's go to Lysithea. Same situation here. We need to bring our astronaut off the ship, then go to actions. Here we actually have one worker available. So once this hits 5, we'll have this worker unpack the second life support. Because I never did an scan here with him, so he didn't get busy for half an hour. Alright. Have him start on the second life support. Over to Elara for the same exact thing. Actions. Life support. And it probably would be fine to press this now, but I don't want to risk it and have the game bug out and not give me all 10, because I do need all 10. Alright. So, worker finished scanning on Himalia, okay. So then I can have him unpack the life support. Finish up pretty quickly, a lot less than the time it takes him to come back. And then I can, once we're at 10, we are at 10, craft with the astronaut. Astronauts craft buildings in half the time. Construct hydroponics. Alright, hydroponics and landing pad are both in progress on Himalia. Good. Good, 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 good. Calisto, what's going on with their crafting? Can they craft the landing pad? They need life support. So, what can we do here? Put 3 in here. That'll help us a little bit. Get 4 life support per hour, but really need quite a bit more than that at this point. Life support doesn't really start picking up until this building gets improved a few times. Because at level 1, each of the workers that are assigned to the building only give you 1 life support per hour. But at level 2, they each give you 2. And then by the time you have this thing at like level 5, you've got 11 guys in there each. So 5, 11 guys, that's 55 life support, plus the 5 from the base. You're getting like 60 an hour. It's great once you get to level 5, but it does take some time to get it to that point. You're going to need to bring steel ingots here, for example, and the advanced stuff is not super simple to get. But landing pads are next thing to do here at Calisto. All we need for that is the life support. Don't think we have any on any of these ships. Oh, we have some on the planet. We brought plenty. Okay, so we can do that right now. Actions. Let's have the workers unpack the life support so that our astronaut will be ready to initiate the landing pad build. We do have lots of extra life support here, so I could have tried double-clicking the workers and see if it glitches out or not, because we have that safety net of the extra portable life support packs. this that we don't normally have. Craft. We are above 10. Landing pad is a go. Alright. Himalia is good. We've got both of these in progress. Lysithea. What do we need to do here? Don't have any life support ready. Are we building hydroponics? Oh, we do have life support ready. Alright. So we have both landing pad and hydroponics in progress in Lysithea. That's good. Outpost is coming along. Now Elara. Elara. We have life support packs, which is interesting. How many did we bring here? I guess we brought some extras. That's good. It'll help us on the next buildings we want to build. Get the life support going with hydroponics. Okay, both of those are started. Definitely should look into now what it takes to start upgrading hydroponics and get those all shipping here. So to upgrade hydroponics, we need, write this down, 10 tools, 10 building materials, 10 steel ingots. Alright, I'm gonna break the recording here and skip forward in time for you guys so you can at least see these buildings coming together. Alright, we'll skip ahead and we are nearly there. 3 seconds left. Alright, now Elara has hydroponic center and a landing pad. So let's assign some workers to our hydroponic center to build some life support up over time. Not very fast at this level, but it's better than nothing. And now we can put our astronaut on the ship. Same thing at Lysithea. We have a couple of workers that can start making life support. We do have landing pad allowing refueling to the ships. Himalia, same thing. It's good. I just initiated some tourism stuff, so got some money coming in. Recuperating some of our costs when we spent tonight. We hired a lot of astronauts that really plummeted our capital on hand. Calisto, a little further along, had a lot more support with more ships arriving, but we're kind of at the same spot with it. We have the hydroponic center and the landing pad. Let's make sure that we've got our workers assigned. Get our astronaut on board. These two, what were they doing? Oh yeah, they were collecting rocks. Some more rocks until we're out of life support on this ship. Once we're out, then we can send it back to Earth with all these rocks aboard to sell. But yeah, this was it. We started tonight with nothing on these 4 moons, and now we got little bases bustling and hustling. Hustling and bustling. It's going great. Now go through how many total? Wow, 15 outposts. That's great. Now that we have this many outposts, we can use them all to Get us some money. Rover explorations. Go through each one. Start a 100 credit rover exploration from ship actions on every single outpost twice an hour. Every 30 minutes you can do this. Now that we just added 4 more outposts, that's 400 every 30 minutes, 800 credits every hour. That's a lot. 800 credits an hour from what we just did. That's great. It's going to help pay back all the costs it took to set all that up. Of course, it's only 800 an hour if you're playing this every hour, but still good overall. Wow, Ganymede's really coming together. Just a couple of nights we didn't have anything on Ganymede. Now look at that. Whew, really put a lot into the hydroponics here, huh? Looks great. In fact, we have what we need to do it again. It's sending a lot of supplies to Ganymede. In the meantime, anytime I'm busy waiting on something else, I go find something else that needs doing. And look at that. This space is really coming together. And I have started building really my first space station here. So I drew something out on paper. I'm excited to see if it ends up anything like what I've drawn on paper. It's cool. This game's fun. Thank you, Jerry, for making this game. Jerry is the developer. Don't have Calisto and rocks, so I can't do my thing here. Where is this guy? Himalia. Yay, we can do our thing on Himalia. Lysithea. Elara, last base. Alright, now in 10 minutes we're gonna have how much? 1,500? Well, not Calisto, but 1,400 coming in 10 minutes. That's great. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me while we settled 4 new moons of Jupiter. Calisto, Himalia, Lysithea, and Elara. Appreciate it, guys. I will leave you on the beautiful outlook of Calisto as we have workers walking around. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time. Good luck out there.